Hey there, soccer freaks. This is ATL On Fire, the podcast where we talk all things Atlanta United Football Club. So sit back, buckle up, enjoy. All right, everybody, welcome back to the podcast. And if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, down here while you're watching, there's a little red button. Click that, right, Dave? We want some more viewership on YouTube since...
Holy cow, Mikey Dobbs. I know that we're supposed to talk about it all, but now we're showing it all. It's like Technicolor. Welcome to the future, ATL On Fire podcast listener.
We may not know how to talk about it all sometimes, but I got this camera switcher now, and we look good. Look at this. Boom. How about that angle, Dave?
It's much more flattering, I thank you, to Mickey Dobbs.
All right. Well, we've got a good bit to talk about. We've got the Seattle game, which was, a week ago. Mm-hmm. We flew out, and I thought we had a good result with a tie there against a team that's at the top of the table. I would have taken the tie all day long if you'd asked me.
Just so you're not concerned about me and Mikey Dobbs, he means the team flew out. He and I stayed here and watched on television.
Thank you for that clarity. And, you were at the game yesterday at the Bends.
Yes.
And some highs and lows there for sure. So
as a true fan, I was like, to heck with the Champions League final. I'm going to the game.
Yeah, we put the Champions League on the DVR and watched. I thought it was a good win by Chelsea, but it was sad to see De Bruyne get injured in that and not be able to compete. So
for the European Championships, right?
Yeah.
Oof. I think he's going to be back though.
Yeah.
Maybe only missed the opener, and then he'll play with a mask, which will be even more scary.
Oof.
He's a scary player to begin with, and De Bruyne in a mask is double scary.
And I guess, there was some news that broke yesterday that's interesting. I don't know if you were able to catch up much on it.
Yes, you should fill us in, Mikey Dobbs.
So there have been some sanctions evidently brought down on Inter Miami, David Beckham's team in Miami, basically in 2020, while Paul McDonough, Atlanta's current and no longer sporting manager, former sporting technical manager. What is it? Sporting manager? I don't know.
I think he's like the Tam and Gam manager.
Yeah, Tam and Gam. And so evidently he was screwing around with Tam and Gam, particularly the Tam, on how it was being allocated. And however, again, no one understands MLS. And
I know you don't believe this, dear podcast listener, but Mikey Dobbs actually does know the difference between Tam and Gam. Probably the only person in America.
Well, one
clearly Paul McDonough doesn't know.
Either that or he knows and is truly was pushing the limits. Obviously, MLS cracked down hard. It's really the first time, as I understand it, MLS has really done anything of this magnitude to basically over the next 2 years. I think they're taking away $2.2 million in basically monies that could be used for player salary and whatnot. So
I have to say, credit to Bocanegra and Eels. They allowed him to do amazing things for us, then shipped him off when he got busted, and then brought him back right afterwards. So,
correct. But not only did we lose him, I would imagine that, it does worry you a little bit, right? That if there's any deeper investigation on how we've been managing the books of Atlanta.
You mean our 23 international slots that we bought might not be legit? Is that what you're implying, Mikey Dobbs?
I just hope that however he was moving things around in our spreadsheet, he was doing a better job than he was at Inter Miami.
Have you looked into it? Was it legal for us to buy an international slot?
I think so. I think as far as I know, you can buy as many.
It was very public,
slots.
So if it wasn't legal, you'd think they would have brought the hammer down already.
But he was banned until 2022 for any MLS position. And
that's not that long. It's 2021.
And he's apparently appealing the 22 year. So we'll see if that.
So it's going to be banned for 1 week, and then it's kind of like the MLS refereeing.
And now that we're off the topic of Tam and Gam, what kind of wine did you bring us?
But
this
we're
evening?
still looking good. Yeah. So I brought Uppercut which is a blend from Sonoma. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's blended with a few other grapes. So cheers again. Here's to being back in front of the fire.
Oh,
now that
nice.
you can see us.
That's got a lot of kind of fruity flavor. I like it.
Yeah, it's big. I like it.
So what do you want to do? You want to jump right to the Seattle game and start with that game, which
sure, our arch nemesis, Seattle,
and Rui Diaz did his thing right out of the gates on us.
For MLS, I must say, Atlanta United versus Seattle has to be considered a derby. Because you can't get any further apart. We need to coin an MLS term. So derby, for those of you out there who don't know, means there's two teams from the same city. What do you call it when there are two teams from, halfway around the globe? It only happens in MLS. We got to have a term for it.
Oh, that's a good one to come up with.
I'm gonna put you on that, Mikey Dobbs.
But I like how, since there's no real double MLS teams in any city in the U.S. because of the geography, they keep trying to pit everybody as the derby.
There's two New York teams. I mean,
that's true.
Fairness to you, Mikey Dobbs. The New York Red Bulls actually plays in New Jersey, which is not really New York.
I've been there.
But there are two LA teams, LAFC and LA Galaxy. So there you go.
So there's two true derbies in the MLS.
Correct.
And one's called the El Clasico right now. Is that?
No, it's the El Tráfico.
El Tráfico.
The Clasico is Barcelona, Real Madrid, and the one in LA because of all the traffic is El Tráfico. Very clever. I like that.
Yeah, and I don't know if the New York one has a nickname or not, but
I don't think so.
Now the Red Bull Arena is pretty sweet. I did get to go to the semifinals of Atlanta, who beat up on.
Apparently, there's some photographic evidence of you there.
That's good. Anytime there's Atlanta United confetti in New York turf, and you're one of the few people there, it's good stuff.
Well done.
And evidently the Hawks are beating up on the Knicks right now too. So hopefully they
New York Knickerbockers, correct.